Hello everybody. And I was sitting here thinking I would get a lot of emails and stuff asking me how I did this, how I did that. And I was just looking back at some of my old videos. If you go back far enough, you'll have some, like if you're just looking for fish videos, because this was just to start off as my personal YouTube channel. But then if you go back to about a year and a half ago, I'd say, that's where I started doing all my videos about fish. And you can see some of these tanks are completely overgrown forest, and I've cleared them out and have grown back as forest. You go back and you can see the very beginnings of these tanks. I mean, the videos, I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I really didn't know what I was doing even more back then. And I started this whole thing just to keep track of, see the progression of my hobby for me personally. I never thought I'd have people watching my stuff, and I don't know. I just thought I was just doing it for me. And now I have over 1,000 people that follow me, so I feel kind of silly how bad the quality of the videos are. Anyway, where was I at? Yeah, you can see the progression of all these tanks. And if you go even further back, if RC planes and scratch build RC planes means anything to you, there for a period of time I was on these RC groups about scratch building airplanes and FPV and all that, which is basically drones, but instead of helicopters you're piloting RC planes, not helicopters. So I have a whole bunch of videos of that. Some of those videos are pretty cool. If you guys are into that, I've been missing that hobby lately, but with my job working out of town and up 26 fish tanks, I'm home 3 days a week, and then I got kids to run here and there everywhere. So that's where it's at now. It's coming along. But anyway, if you go back to there, if you're in RC planes and all that, it's pretty cool. And then, like my first 2 videos, I think. Well, then I have a couple popular videos where I did some videos on my pond and like a DIY gravel filter thing I made that I have running on my pond. Some of my I have there for a while. My most popular video was we had a canary wing parakeet, and that ended up being a pretty cool bird. And her videos, I made a few videos with her, and some of them got quite a few thousand hits, and that was pretty cool. But then she had her wings clipped when we got her, and she never tried to flew. If she tried to jump out of your hand when we were still training her, she would just fall straight to the ground. And so we was taking her outside every day. She liked it, being outside with us. Well, my daughter, my oldest, who at the time was young, had her outside and tried to get her to do something she didn't want to do. and off she flew away. Didn't see her. The next day I found her perched at the top of my neighbor's Crimson King maple tree, which is probably like 40 feet in the air. And we tried and tried all morning to coax her down, so then I ended up getting like a pruner pole to try to scare her down towards me. And that was after spending from like 7 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon trying to coax her down. And we tried to spook her down. And because I thought, well, maybe she still can't fly. As soon as she got up there, that printer pole went up there, she flew all the way across the other side of the neighborhood. Like, well, shit, she's gone forever. And she was. We never seen her again. So that sucked. And then I had an inside pond video where, what's my guppy pond now? It was in the front room of the house, and it started off as being like a interior decorating thing. Believe it or not. Didn't have anything to put in that corner of the house, and so I come up with that idea. A goldfish pond with a fountain. So, and that was when I was in school. I went back to school when I was 30. So that's why I had all the free time to take care, and the house was immaculate, and living off student loans. And then if you go even further back, the first couple videos were my son, when he was 5 years old, who is now almost 14, was playing his very first year of baseball, and it was his first hit. That was my very, very first video. And so that would have been 2000, let's see, 9 years ago, 2009, 2010, something like that. And yeah, he's just a 5-year-old kid playing against 5, 7, 8-year-olds. And his first hit, he hit one to the fence almost. And now he plays travel ball and gets invited to all these special showcases and all that stuff. And hopefully he'll end up going to college one day for baseball. That's the plan, but that's where all my money and time goes. It's these kids. Now my daughter already has a full ride scholarship for academics, but she still does the travel ball, and she's real good too. But she's not quite as elite as my son. But my son, my wife had to turn down a job paying twice as much because someone's not on him. Because this job would have been in the afternoons, but it was paying twice as much as she makes now. And she had to turn it down because without a full-time effort, our son, he just would flunk out because he wouldn't do nothing in school. So it's a full-time effort with that kid, but he's super elite at baseball. Anyway. That's the history of my YouTube channel. Little story behind all of it. I mean, some of them are pretty good videos, even though my videos are embarrassingly bad now. They were even worse then, but the content's pretty good. So, if you guys are bored and want to see how all this started going on, some of my personal life. And RC Planes, there's like a year period That's my number one love, but that's, well, it was for a while until fish. Fish always were for years and years. Fish and ponds. There was ponds for a long time, but there for a while it was RC planes, and I made videos to share on message boards, and that's what my YouTube videos are in that span. So they're real bad, but some of them is cool because it's just music, and like I put cameras on the actual plane, like what I'm seeing when I'm flying it through goggles. You know, like I said before, it's a drone, but it's a plane, not a helicopter or quadcopter. So it's just cruising over bean fields and corn fields and stuff like that. But I like it. It's cool. So if you're into that, I've been missing out. I've been wanting to get into that. There's just no time with all the fish tanks. No money, because it's definitely a losing proposition right now. And we had the money, tax time, put a couple grand in it, and throughout the years, like, oh, we gotta have $300 for this, so it's time to see if someone can, anyone's interested in anything. So we have those periods too, where I gotta let something go to justify paying for all this stuff around this house. So that's where the hobby's at for me right now. Still a ways off from being a store, if that ever happens, but you know. Anyway, I will quit rambling now. Thank you all for watching. Bye.